We're here with Adrienne today. She's one of our occupational therapists here, and she's been complaining recently of some wrist pain. She, as an occupational therapist, likely does a lot of work with her hands, and with the examination of her wrist, it looks like she has a little bit of instability potentially. So today we're going to tape her wrist to avoid excessive end range, wrist range of motion in order to give her a little more comfort and a little more support in her wrist. So this is something you could even potentially do at home if you have some wrist pain, potentially from doing excessive push-ups or anything like that. So we'll start with the pre-wrap here. So this is just to give her a little cushion, also so the tape doesn't stick right to her skin. So we'll start on the wrist here. We can even put a little hole in it for her thumb. We don't like a whole lot of rolling in the pre-wrap just because that can make for some uncomfortable spots. There we go. Okay. So just a little base layer there. And then we'll start with just some circles around the wrist. And now with the circles around the wrist, it might not lay in an exact circle. Sometimes it'll take a little bit of an angle, as you can kind of see here. So just let the tape lay where it feels most comfortable and lays nice and flat. So now right here at the base of the wrist, I'm going to make it pretty snug. So this, and it's going kind of into the wrist crease here a little bit. And that's going to make for some stability there. And in this case, if that's all you wanted to do, and if that works for you, that in itself can provide some decent stability. So because it kind of goes into the wrist, it'll limit some of her end range mobility. So you don't need to do much more than that if you don't want to. But if you want to get a little fancy, you can kind of come up and around the wrist. So for her in particular, she had more pain with bringing her hand down, but this one's a little more of a general technique. So I just like to fold around the thumb so that the seam of the tape doesn't kind of pinch her thumb. And then we'll come back around this way and lay that down that way. And now we'll do, let me have your palm up for me. So now we'll create like an X in the front of her hand here, just again to cross the wrist, and then maybe turn it back over. There we go. And a little fold here. Okay. And coming back around. All right, so as you can see, her wrist is pretty stable here. Not going to do or allow for a whole lot of extra movement, and it's going to protect that unstable segment from moving where we don't want it.